there, hello, and welcome to Base Camp. I'm Pastor Pat. Sometimes following God, well, it isn't so glamorous. Take Elijah, for example. Things were going awesome for him. He said it wouldn't rain, and it didn't for 3 years. He challenged the hundreds of false prophets of Baal to see whose God was real and called down fire from heaven. He made it rain again. He outran a chariot. But then, disaster. That Elijah made a fool of us and destroyed all my prophets. I, Queen Jezebel, shall have my revenge. I will send him a message so he knows that I mean business. Well done, Elijah. You sure showed those fake prophets who the real God is. Yes, my good servant. God definitely revealed himself. Message for you, sir. My dear servant. Dear Elijah, I'm not happy with you. Nope, not at all. May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like one of them. Hope you are well. Sincerely, Jezebel. Brave, brave servant, you shall not have died in vain. I'm not quite dead, sir. Well, you shall not have been mortally wounded in vain. I think I could pull through, sir. Oh, I see. Actually, I think I'm all right to come with you, sir. No. Stay here in Beersheba. I shall go into the wilderness on my own to escape from Jezebel. No, I feel fine, actually. Farewell, sweet servant. So I'll just stay here then, shall I, sir? Yeah. A broom bush. This is as good a place as any to die. I can't do this anymore. I've had enough, Lord. Take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. Get up and eat. Fresh bread and water. Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you, Elijah. More bread, more water. I shall go to Mount Horeb, the mountain of God. 40 days later. What are you doing here, Elijah? I've been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, torn down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left. And now they're trying to kill me too. Whoa! That's quite the windstorm. It's even breaking apart the rocks. But God's not in it. Earthquake! But nope, God's not in this either. Fire! Oh, I've seen the fire of God before. He burned up the sacrifice with it in the showdown with the prophets of Baal. But wait, God's not in the fire either. Elijah, there he is. What are you doing here, Elijah? I have been very zealous for the Lord God Almighty. The Israelites have rejected your covenant, torn down your altars, and put your prophets to death with the sword. I am the only one left, and now they're trying to kill me too. Go back the way that you came. You are going to anoint Hazael, king of Aram, and Jehu, king of Israel, and Elisha to be the next prophet after you. They'll take care of the ones who are fighting against me. But I will protect 7,000 people in Israel who have never stopped serving me to serve another. I'm not alone, and I have work to do. Time to do it. In 1 Kings 19, Elijah has faced a lot. And he's ready to quit. He thought it was all just too much. In the midst of that, God gave him what he needed, food and rest. And then showed him that though the big and flashy might get all the attention, it was in the stillness that Elijah would truly connect with God. Finally, God let Elijah know that even though it was tough, it wasn't as bad as he thought. He wasn't alone, and that he still had work to do. It was time to do it. When we're facing struggles, it can feel like we are all alone. The job is just too big and we just want to quit. That's how Elijah felt. But was that true? No. First, he had a servant, but Elijah pushed him away and went out on his own. In our moments of despair, sometimes we isolate ourselves, separating ourselves from the very people that God has given to help us. And then we can get caught up in our own minds. No one else knows what it's like. I'm the only one trying to do what's right. Was that true for Elijah? No. There were 7,000 other people who were standing up for God right alongside Elijah. And he didn't have to do it all himself. God had set aside 3 other people to do the work with him. Elijah just needed to guide and lead them. Finally, it was time for Elijah to simply go out and do what God had called him to do. Honestly, sometimes just doing what God has made us to do, well, it really helps. Following God, it isn't always easy, but we need to remember we're not alone. God has sent people to help us, and we have a job to do. Let's do it. Now, that's not to downplay the hurts that we might have, but it's good to know that things aren't always as bad as we might make out. The next time you're struggling, maybe have a sit down with God like Elijah did. You might be surprised what he reveals about your situation and how he can help you to get going again. I'm Pastor Pat with Base Camp, a ministry of Summit Church in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. You can join us for Sunday services every week at 10 o'clock or find us online at summitchurchmt.com. We're also on Facebook and YouTube at Summit Church MT. Our children's ministry Facebook page is Base Camp Kids Min. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. And I'll see you next time. Bye! It's been 41 days. I'm starting to think Elijah's not coming back.